and welcome to another episode of Power On Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Taylor, and with me is the sorry.
I thought you were going to say voluptuous.
I wanted to say voluptuous, but my nose wanted to not be the words that come out of my mouth. With me is the voluptuous, the tasty Sushi B. How you doing, Sushi?
I'm doing pretty good. Sushi can be pretty tasty, but I don't know about myself. It's been a long week. I know I've had a long one. You said you had a long one. And let's find out if our extra side-ordered dish co-host is having a long week as well.
Yeah, how I don't know. Other co-host in the dark, the spicy, the tangy. I have no adjectives for food right at this moment. The scrumdiddlyumptious morsel that is Greg. How you doing, Greg?
I'd figure it'd be more of an acquired taste myself.
That's possible.
Depends on your palate. Oh, and dear listeners, we don't condone cannibalism here on Power On Podcast.
Yep.
No, because that would give you, what is that? That gives you a brain disease, actually. It's like called Mugu or something. Some sort of brain disease that develops from eating human flesh. The more you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Barring that, this is definitely not a episode about food. So I apologize for the horrible food descriptive words, aka adjectives. This episode is about changing a genre. I'll just come out and say it. There's no two ways around it. Just changing a genre. So basically take a game, change the genre around, and see what comes of that. And I apologize in advance if I sound extra stuffy today, because I am extra stuffy today.
You're an extra stuffed Oreo cookie.
Yes. Totally.
Gotta like the food-based double entendres here.
Great. So, yeah. I guess with this one, I want Sushi to start us off. I think you started us off last time.
Don't I start off most of the time?
Actually, no, didn't. No, I might. I think I started.
Last time I didn't start off, but typically
started.
speaking, it seems like I have to start off.
Because I want to make you squirm.
That doesn't make me feel squirmish or squeamish at all, though.
Well, too bad.
I think it's your nice way of saying, I like your ideas. Please start the show.
If someone isn't full of themselves...
I value your input.
I hope you guys value it at least somewhat.
The intro here. I'm the one that has to allegedly put some thought into doing this intro, and obviously by the sounds of it I don't, but...
No one's calling you out for that.
Fine! Greg, start us off then. Saying Sushi
Yep. We pleasure. Alrighty. This is not one I've thought of just this week. I thought of this a long time ago. On one of those weird nights where I was just making absolutely no sense whatsoever. My first genre change is going to be from Street Fighter of all games. And I have one thing that is very famous about Street Fighter is the good old Hadouken. And of course, playing Ken, Ryu, Akuma, even Dan, you can't just help but fire off a Hadouken here or now. And I've never been a big fan of the first-person shooter genre, but for some odd reason, I thought to myself one night, what if Capcom was to release a first-person Hadouken video game? And I'm like, where am I going with this? Just go with it. Basically, your controls, you have, the different sort of, Ken, Ryu, blah, blah, blah. And you run around and just shoot Hadoukens instead of just shooting with guns. You shoot Hadoukens at people. And, yeah, it's kind of really weird.
Now, how long of a game would this be? Would it be just a 5-minute game and it's done? Or?
Yeah, you'd have your online death matches, and I don't know, you have different Hadouken shots. And of course, if you want to feel like a helicopter, you have that friggin' spinning move that no one can friggin' pronounce.
Oh, the hurricane kick?
The hurricane kick.
Yeah.
I have a question.
And
Is this Nana character going to be unlockable?
Depends on how many people you have duking. Oh man, I don't know. I think because the last sort of big first-person shooter game I sort of took an interest in was Team Fortress 2, and that told me that if anything, the charm that I found in first-person shooters is that they should never be serious. I prefer the more wacky first-person shooters, like Team Fortress and Time Splitters. So this would be right up my alley, just weird freaking game, all cel-shaded, just random karate dudes throwing energy balls at each other. I can see Street Fighter fans seeing it as a novelty and maybe trying it out, but whether it be a mainstay, you never know.
You'd
have to add a bunch of characters, I guess.
Nonsense.
I mean, you could
This should be totally like one of those like what the hell are they called? The online like random flash games. It should be a flash game.
that works, yeah.
Totally.
You should have a first-person Zangief spinning lariat.
Oh, there you go. We've got the ball rolling. And of course, the final stage, someone unlocks Bison, he can have that torpedo sort of move where you fly across the screen.
Sort of rolling ball move.
Now, with Bison, it's first-person mode, so you'd be like gliding, go, woo!
Can we put Earthquake from Samurai Showdown in there just so you could do the fart move on people?
Oh, dear. That'd be a bit of an unfair advantage, but... So yeah, that was like my Hunter S. Thompson, just, I don't know, idea right there. I see, the thing that's not the weird thing. The weirdest thing that I thought of one night is, one of my favorite movies is Apocalypse Now. And there's that famous scene where the choppers come in and they start just blowing shit up.
Spoilers, Greg. Jesus.
Hey, if anyone hasn't watched it now, well, too bad. One night I just thought to myself, I replaced those helicopters with spinning Ryus and cans shooting Hadoukens instead of missiles, and then that's what
nonsense. Zangief spinning lariats.
and as they say, it's Flight of the Valkyries, but instead of just having the tune, they're also saying the spinning kick noise to the tune of the Valkyries. Yes, and then, dear listeners, is the Hunter S. Thompson true moment. Weird as balls. Or Hadoukens.
Hadouken balls.
The other one, this is a legit one, I should say, and I don't think this is a fair one because it has already had a genre change, is I've always thought of a beat-em-up in the Street Fighter universe with Guile, because his character calls for it. But then I said to myself, well, there already is a beat-em-up in the Street Fighter universe. It's called Final Fight. So that's sort of invalid, And as for a Street Fighter RPG, well, it could happen, but it would be a novelty and just that. But yes.
So, Greg, who's next, Sushi or I?
The pendulum swings in the direction of... Well, usually Taylor goes on after me, so how about Sushi?
Ooh.
Sure. My first one here is I'm going to take Loco Roco, and Loco Roco is a sort of platform puzzle game that Taylor and I have talked about at some length before, and it is a really cutesy, kind of fun game. And I could really see, this is a legitimate one, I could see it being a sort of touch-screen music game, because music is a big part of the platforming game. I could really see it being on maybe the Vita, since it's a Sony product, it being on the Vita or even some sort of phone devices as just a very quick touch screen game where maybe the Locrocos are falling down and you're trying to play their song somehow. I mean, I didn't really pan it out too much, but it's something that kids would probably enjoy. It would be relatively
easy.
Falling
down, though?
Well, Locorocos can only roll, right? So I
What?
mean,
So
I don't know.
why didn't you like have it like where it would be rolling instead, not falling?
That's nonsense, Taylor.
I mean, not every like other rhythm game has things falling down.
They will all be spinning in circles then.
Either falling down or going in a line. God knows where.
Maybe, okay, they'll be, you know when you went to the doctor's office as a kid and there was that weird spirally thing that had those little cubes and stuff that rolled around it and you had to just push them from one corner to the other? It was like a wooden thing that had like these metal bars that had these little wooden shapes that you could move across all over it.
No. I do not
You never went
this.
to the doctor's office, I guess.
No, dude, I had like not seven, but I had like 6 different surgeries on my ears.
Anyways, this was something like, I don't know, I always saw it at the doctor's office. Maybe if you saw a picture of it, you know what I'm talking about.
I
But
don't quite recall that.
anyways, you could have something like that instead then where maybe they're moving across some sort of train line or something and you have to play the music that way. This was just something I brought up quickly in my mind. I didn't think I don't see why them falling down would be a problem, but apparently you're saying they're all like that.
No, there's just a lot of rhythm games that are like that. So I figured, and because a lot of the motion done with the Locorocos is that they're rolling or being
right, but
kind of
you could just make this is a complete genre change though too, right? I mean, I could just see them wanting to just cash in on it, just to be like, well, we're just going to put a rhythm game with Locoroco Splash on it, put in Locoroco music. Of course, they could just make something completely new, as you're saying. But I don't know. Would you agree, Taylor? Do you think Locoroco could work as a sort of small, simple music rhythm game?
Yeah, it could, but I don't think they could quite cash in with it.
Oh yeah, it's not something that they're making tons of money off of. But
if it didn't take
that
much money for them to make, then I guess
no.
Yeah,
but if it went to mobile phone devices or something, it could catch on. I mean, not likely to just catch on the Vita or something, but
right. And I think if it was on something like originally something like the DS, I think the game would have gotten a little bit more of a fanfare and love from.
Yeah, I mean that is true. The PSP has never really seemed as much of a kids sort of product. It's a bit more for teenagers and adults, but whatever. I just kind of think I like Locoroco. I know it's something maybe a lot of people don't look at and think it would be fun, but I liked it
because they're soulless.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I can see why people would shy away from it. That's my first one. Is Locoroco touchscreen music game.
I see. So over to me then?
No, back to Greg.
Okay, cool. Good night, guys.
Back to Taylor by process by process of elimination.
There we go. Yes. So, if you happen to listen to the last episode, Greg stole a lot of my answers, and well, I guess we shouldn't say stole, but we shared some, and this one we'll probably share too. So I will get this out of the way before he mentions it. Maybe not, but I personally think it would be quite hilarious and enjoyable if they turned Trails in the Sky into a Cooking Mama style game. So I don't know if you had that idea as well, Greg. But...
Well, I do have one for Kiseki, but it's more of a, I don't know. I'll get into that soon, but not to the point of a Cooking Mama.
Well, yeah.
Did that idea stem from Nayata because of all the food?
Yeah, well, no, not necessarily. It just stemmed from the fact that you have the ability to cook all those different foods.
Yeah, in Kiseki,
and stuff, right? In the series, and you get like food is so it helps. Well, it not just helps, but it really makes the game easy. Instead of having to go out, because you don't just get money from enemies, you can get things to turn into currency, but or finish little submissions and stuff, but you don't get just straight up cash for beating enemies, because you don't want to just use those sepith for that. But I figured just turning the game into a cooking game would be fun, just because there's so many different foods, and all you really get whenever you make any of the meals is just kind of like the cooking animation from Estelle, for example, from Trails in the Sky. It's just kind of like, oh, cooking something, and then it's done. So I figured it would be kind of funny, because there's all those foods, and you have all these different kind of ingredients that are indigenous to the game's location. So I don't know, I just think it'd be really fun to have something like that. Have cooking tournaments, and you can use the characters to be going off one on one or something, or Iron Chef style, so you can make your own kind of team to
Iron Trails.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah.
Star Ocean?
Well, I know
Yeah.
everyone will bring up Tails, but I will say this now. Just purely the fact that there isn't really a cooking mama outside of Nintendo probably gives it that edge if it's on Sony products. So, and I know Falcom in the future is pretty much going to be doing a lot of cross-play titles. So I would see something like that on the Vita. With the PS3, you'd be using those move controls if you still have them. And for the Vita, you've got the front touchpad and the back touchpad, so you can experiment, do what you want.
On.
So yeah, so they would have the monopoly on cooking games in the Sony world. So
yeah, that was one that popped into mind when thinking about the topic. So yeah, back over to you, Greg.
So I'll continue the Falcom thread. What I was going for, I thought long and hard. This is not a novelty one. This is getting down to brass tacks of a Falcom series that's pretty much already transferred to one genre and one transferring to another. That would be a very bad idea. And I'm going to take Ys and Kiseki and switch them on their head. Now you can automatically say that with Naruto no Kiseki, that's already the series put in the action RPG platforming realm. And I said to myself, if you take a normal Kiseki storyline and make it an action RPG, for some odd reason, I think it would work. However, if you took Ys and made that into a more strategic turn-based system, I think it would ruin it.
I think there's a prime example of this on the DS about making Ys-like things into strategic games.
Oh yeah, and we will not talk about that. But that is evil and must be not mentioned. But yeah, because adults, the whole run and bump system and just adult being super lightning quick, Ys games are fast, always has been, and you'd lose what Ys is if you made it into the same battle system with Kiseki. For some odd reason, Kiseki would be pretty cool if it was an action RPG, But at the same time, because I more associate Kiseki with the characters in the story, not so much with the battle system. Not that I hate the battle system. I love the battle system of the Kiseki games, but it's not what I mostly remember the Trails games for. So.
Honestly, you could even turn something like Kiseki into like a what is it called, like the book style games. I can't think of it off the top
You
of my
mean
head.
visual novels?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like the visual novel kind of games. You could actually do something like that.
I could see that, honestly, and I wouldn't usually say that to transfer most RPG storylines to a visual novel, but I think you can with Kiseki. So.
Yeah, definitely say. Definitely not Ys. Ys would be kind of...
No.
Coming from somebody who's read parts of the Ys manga, it's definitely not the same.
No.
But yeah, it's an interesting one. Any comments there, Sushi?
I wouldn't mind Ys in a sort of maybe more just traditional battle turn-based RPG. I think because they added a few more characters in 7th that you could use. I mean, it wouldn't be horrible to me. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I know it's not what the franchise is really set out to be, but...
There is one example, and it's not really so much as a good example as a VM or Vantage Master. The older versions of Vantage Master has Adult as a swordsman unit you can control, and that's a strategy RPG. So that's kind of, I'd say, the only example you can tell that of that existing. So yeah, it still doesn't feel right to me. But I'm the Star Wars of Ys fan, so let's say the Star Wars fan of the Ys series. So yeah, that doesn't hold. It holds so much water. Take it as you will. I'm Taylor's not the only one that's fluent with his words tonight, so this is going to be a good recording.
Ooh, words. I speak them.
I speak them.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, no.
Nope. Oh, I guess over to you then, Sushi.
All right, the next one here I've got written down is a Mass Effect real-time strategy game. Now, Greg, I think you had mentioned you'd played some Mass Effect, right?
Yeah, and I will say it will work. Very
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, I think so, right? If you take something, I don't like StarCraft myself very much, but you could really put Mass Effect into that sort of universe and take, because there's so many different races of aliens and stuff. You could have this sort of setup where maybe as you play the game, if you could make it that you could have the races in, let's say if you're, first of all, if you're going to play online, obviously you could just pick the races you wanted. They'd have other skills and whatnot. But maybe if you were playing the game as a single player campaign, it would be really neat if you could choose which fractions of different species and aliens that you wanted to team up with and maybe deny others from being part of your group and stuff. And that would cause them to maybe team up with another group of aliens to fight you and things like that, because the game already sort of encourages that as a single player.
It'd be a good domino effect and good programming AI-wise to see that happening, that the choices you make affect in real time. So
it'd be really interesting.
The technology's there too, because Mass Effect has its own great mythology and technology. So yeah, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I think it would work really well. It might be really hard to correlate that sort of, okay, this team, if you do this, this team would join you and this team wouldn't join you and you'd have to fight them and they'd make different alliances. It would probably take a lot of programming effort. Possibly I don't know enough about programming to know for sure. Maybe that might be really hard to do. But if it isn't, that would be a really compelling strategy type game to have that and find all these different combinations of, well, if I use these guys, maybe I get certain skills for my guys, and if I use these guys instead, I get different combination from them. And I would be really interested. I haven't played a good real-time strategy. The last one I liked was Warcraft 3. This might be something, if they were able to implement it, I'd probably be pretty on board with that.
I was an RTS kid growing up, but I kind of fell off the wagon around the Warcraft 3 Red Alert 2 era. I just completely jumped off the genre completely. I'd definitely say Warcraft 2 was probably more my favorite, but I got on board with Dune 2 Battle of the Arrakis on the good old Mega Drive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very, very addictive, but I have not, like you, I have not played one in ages. But I would consider Mass Effect a very viable license to push something like that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, it probably would have a better chance than Halo.
It'd be easy now that the Shepard story is done too, so you could just be taking all of those different alien races and just be like, okay, well, there's no more Shepard, we're just going to deal with these. You just choose the one you want to start with, and then you go from there.
Well, it's good because you'd be able to take on the role of a commander in that universe where you're not the Shepard, you're, the general and all that. So
a new character. Maybe you could still have hero characters. Maybe some of the characters that have already appeared in the franchise could be some sort of special type characters and things like that, like Warcraft has done.
Absolutely. And Red Alert.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how into that you are, Taylor, but you got anything to input on that?
I've never even touched any Mass Effect game, so I have no idea. I cannot put any sort of anything into it. Sorry.
Okay. It's all right. But, well, we'll pass it back to you then.
Okay. So this next one that I have on here is turning, because I'm not aware of any bits of it, but turning the Rocket Slime games into a 2D platformer of awesome slimeness. Yes.
That actually is very viable. That actually would work.
So amazing to have a 2D platform of freaking slime gooiness.
It has that 80s, 90s era feel to it, like when you have games like Bobble Bobble where there's such cutesy sort of characters and you can't get any more than the slime. So I think it works in, that retro feel as well. That if you put a Rocket Slime platformer game up against Bobble Bobble, New Zealand story, Incredible Izzy,
Yeah, I don't know. Seriously, it just screams like something that would be totally viable as a 2D platformer. What do you think, Sushi?
I could see it happening really well.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I could see it happening. I'd be interested to see how the mechanics work. Do you think they would keep the sort of rocket ability in some sense to propel him across the screen to get over chasms and stuff, or what do you see it as?
I would think that he would do kind of how I'd imagine it is he would have his little hops when he was moving, hop, 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 and then maybe use the kind of that rocket expando stretch kind of action to take out enemies or to kind of get over chasms and stuff. Jesus, yeah.
It sounds very, well, I wouldn't say too similar to Rystar, because Rystar has to cling on to things before he stretches, but same sort of momentum.
Yeah, I guess you could, wait, how I could also see it is that because I only played very little of Rystar, he doesn't ricochet off of things, does he? Because I could see that being something that could be implemented as well as ricocheting off of walls with slime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does Rystar do that?
I think the other thing is it'd be a great choice for die-hard Dragon Quest fans, because you can have the different enemies, it's different bosses.
I think you would obviously have to add a lot of the other Dragon Quest characters and stuff in there. Maybe you could just take pretty much the same story from the Rocket Slime game and just turn it into a 2D platformer, basically.
Yeah, yeah, you could pretty much do that.
It'd be cool to fully control the tank in that. Because you can't really do anything with the tank in the game other than just load it up, shoot things, get out of it. You can't move it or anything.
Yeah, but you gotta keep. Yeah, it can be done, I guess, with 2D goodness. So, but yeah, that was my idea. Rocket Slime 2D platformer. Heck yes,
Nice.
Make it happen. So over to you, Greg.
I'm going to do another genre swap, and I'm going to take the first one is I'm going to put two games are going to put in the same sort of genre. I would think that both Suikoden and Fire Emblem would make great Muso games. the Dynasty Warriors type games, and the reason why they're both viable is because they're both medieval wartime games, and there is many instances in both games where you will be fighting armies. And I said to myself, especially in Suikoden, it'd be great if Konami and Koei could team up and make a Suikoden sort of Dynasty Warriors game where it's based off the war battles. And like, it wouldn't be focusing on the most parts of the game, but those war battles that take place in the Suikoden games, you'd be able to fight in real time and whoop asses of thousands of would-be soldiers.
Nameless soldiers.
Now, the reason I brought... Now...
Sorry. Just condoning the slaughter of just whoever the fuck these jokers are.
You could just name them all, like Jimmy or something. You killed 10,000 Jimmys! And two Jeffreys.
God.
No offense to anyone named Jimmy or Jeffrey. They're just first two names that came up tonight. So.
Yeah. The reason for this is no one's really thought of it for Suikoden, but there was this really delightful artwork of a really hardcore Fire Emblem fan, and obviously a Dynasty Warriors fan, where they took, I think it was Ike from Path of Radiance, and put him in a Dynasty Warriors setting, and it was the most beautiful piece of artwork I ever saw, and I said, that's actually a good idea. I can see Fire Emblem having a fun sort of side game like that. In some ways it'd be going against what Fire Emblem is, but I don't care. It'd be so much fun. And it actually could be a possibility because ever since Koei's sided with Nintendo to release some of the games on their systems, I wouldn't put it past that they would do something like that. I mean, come on. Nobunaga's Ambition X Pokemon. Anyone who says that they saw that coming is lying out of their teeth. That was the most random decision for a game ever, and I said, if a game like that can exist, so can Fire Emblem Muso.
Greg's just getting ready for Custer's Revenge X Pokemon.
Oh, that's just wrong on so many levels.
But nobody would be expecting it, so...
They had the implement where Pikachu shocks the guy's balls. Gotta avoid them Pikachus.
Atari graphic scheme from the in the 80s or whatever that game came out.
Oh, fuck. So what, it's going to have that red leather-bound case, and it's going to have a Pokeball on the front?
Yeah, it'll only be sold behind the counter. You have to specifically ask for it, otherwise you won't even know they have it at the stores. Collector's edition.
What, you going to say the magic word? What did Metapod use?
Oh, man. God.
Dear listeners, this is what we have become.
Good night, everybody. Oh, man. Yeah, Sushi, over to you.
All right. Now, this is a kind of game genre that I'm not really fond of, but I've seen a lot of people getting into, and it's the endless runner type games that you see. I've seen a lot of people playing on cell phones and stuff where it's just running and jumping, and that's it, just collecting things. Mm-hmm. And the one I have in mind for that is a Contra endless runner. So basically, you would be able to play this Contra game on the fly. It would be very short. There would still be stages, because I know that those games have like endless run stages, but with Contra, you'd still be dodging crazy amounts of bullets, trying to get the spread gun and everything, but you'd have sort of a time limit on the stage of maybe a minute 30 or something to try to get to the end, but it would be getting extremely hectic by the last 30 seconds. And I just see Contra as that sort of game that the best players at Contra pretty much don't stop when they play the game. They just keep pushing to the right until they get to the boss. They never stop moving, basically, unless there's something that gets in the way where you actually have to stop moving. So an endless runner for Contra seems to fit really well for me. I would just love to see an absolutely insane, really, really, really difficult new Contra game that kind of puts hardcore to shame. And hardcore uprising, was really tough. It's a hard game. At the same time, I think it'd be kind of neat to see it on a cell phone. Just, hey, I'm going to play Contra for 1 minute and try to get to the end of this boss battle. And
watch how far I throw my phone after I play Contra for 1 minute.
Yeah, that's the Ghouls and Ghosts one.
No, actually, he speaks the truth.
Contra does make you want to throw the controller sometimes, but not as much as Ghouls and Ghosts. But yeah, it's just Contra Endless Runner, to me, seems like something that Konami could actually take advantage of.
Yeah, it seems actually pretty feasible to do. Will they ever do it?
No, probably not.
Probably not, but it actually, I don't mind those kind of games. It's a time kill. You're not really doing anything other than just kind of playing this game for really brief amount of time, just kind of like, okay,
I mean, typically it wouldn't be that hard to make it if they just took sprites from old games and just took enemies from old games and just dumped them in and just had shit tons of bullets flying at you. that would be it, right? No double jump, just one the old little ball, spinning jump that the guy would do, or he'd tuck himself into a ball and jump. That's all you got, and you get the little pea shooter. And if you're lucky, there's one spread shot on the stage, only one. And maybe you could have like one other power-up per stage, maybe a flamethrower or something. But
laser. I get the laser.
Oh, fuck. Can you imagine the laser on an Endless Runner game? How useless that would be. Because you'd be outrunning the damn laser. It'd be useless.
Well, that's the point. Surprise, you got the laser. And it does nothing.
But I would just love to have the Contra music playing, just for that 1 minute. I would love it. That is one time that I probably would get really into an Endless Runner game.
Why don't they do that for like arcades or something? Make like a mini arcade of Endless Runners, things like that. Could that be?
I don't know, maybe because arcades are dying, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And they're so simple now that there's no need for a giant arcade machine or.
Well, that's the point, though. It's so ridiculous how big this thing is. Simply for the irony of the situation.
You can make those little bar top ones, those little bar top arcade machines.
Oh yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
just have them at little coin operated in all the subways, like sort of like how. The parking meters, but just have the arcade machine on that?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great. trying to beat someone's high score who's there earlier or something. That'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. So,
but yeah, back to you, Taylor.
Now back to me. I see. Since Greg had mentioned it a little earlier, I did come up with my own genre-changing Fire Emblem game, and this will make you, if you're a fan of Fire Emblem, I apologize in advance for this idea. And what they should just do already, I mean, they might as well. Japan's already going down this route with so many other things, is straight up just make a hentai dating sim game for Fire Emblem.
Oh, I thought you were going to say arcade horse racing simulator.
No, that's Zelda. But
I can picture if there is ever a horse racing simulator where you're on the horse and it's a game of Fractica 776 where you play Finn, Taylor would be willing to play that.
Totally. That would actually be pretty cool. But no, yes, a total hentai dating sim game for Fire Emblem, because they always have all these characters and stuff, and just might as well have this amazing series be brought down to a very dirty, dark area. And what better way to do it than through hentai dating sim games?
Because we want to end up like Val's X, don't we?
Yes, exactly. That is the route that I want Fire Emblem to go. But
thank goodness, because it's a Nintendo property, that it will never happen officially. But gee, there's so many girls in that series that it's sad to say that someone will think of it.
Oh, yes.
If they haven't already thought of it.
They've probably done it to some recessed area of the internet, just hiding, waiting to be uncovered and to be amazing to people who like that sort of thing. Which I don't, by the way. I just thought it would be funny to put Fire Emblem into that, because here's something I really enjoy, and what would make me not enjoy this game? Putting it into a hentai dating sim game. But because you kind of have some, you have the oh, you know, let's chat 3 times and get married thing in Fire Emblem. That happens all the time. But
that's how it normally works. I mean,
totally. You know,
So you were hinting that these impatient people want to cut to the chase, cut the chit chat.
Well, not even that. Just like you, they have elements of this dating sim thing, particularly in they have it in Awakening, as well as with Seisen no Keifu, where you're making your matches and pairs with different characters. So to an extent there is, but there's, you know, they don't have, like, you know, answer certain questions about this person or whatnot and be like, oh my god, yes, do me here, kind of thing. But
love is a battlefield.
Under the chestnut tree.
Oh, so, yeah, it's what are your guys' thoughts on this? Sushi,
I would be very surprised if, as you said, if it doesn't already exist, some weird fan-made sort of deal with that. Nintendo, as Greg has said, would never go for it unless they completely change hands with whoever's running the show there and somebody who's really up and ready to go with that. But I honestly, Taylor, it probably exists. Seriously, it probably does exist.
Would not be surprised. How about yourself, Greg? Anything else you want to add to that?
Well, sadly, I wouugldn't say it'd go a fully fledged hentai game, but if Sega gets it and gets Tony Taka to do the characters, it'll become borderline.
So yes, once again, I apologize.
Now that I think about it, though, Sakura Taisen is basically that already.
Is it?
Sakura Wars series is essentially that. It's just a strategy RPG game with some stupid dating elements in it.
Yeah, there is nothing seedy about it.
It's not seedy, but yeah.
This is all dating sim. This is get the strat bullshit out of there, and it's just straight up dating sim with the side of hentai.
Like that weird whatever. What was that PSP game with the giant girl group? what the hell is
Hey.
it?
AKB48.
Yeah, wasn't there like a couple of weird games like that? They were just sort of weird
Yeah.
dating games that came with full sets of a playing card deck and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I've
all
made
kinds
fun
of-
of many of my students for playing those games, but yeah, yeah. But
How
yeah,
old are your students? Are they
they're at the age
under 10?
No, not.
No.
I have they range from 15.
25 to 58?
Well, no, 15 to at the public schools from like anywhere from 15 down to like 6, and it's the middle schoolers that have played that, and I totally make fun of them for it. Totally make fun of them for it. But yeah, I guess it would be that, except for there are no real girls in a video game. It is just straight up cartoon ladies. And I guess for the ladies out there, things
There's got to be some guys.
exactly.
And not only just for the ladies. I mean, come on, Taylor. Come on. Get with the times, man. Jeez.
Oh, whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't.
There
For
should be
all of your-
options.
for all
There
of
should be
your-
options.
Tickling delights. There are both the ladies available, men available, and even animals available.
Yeah, is there going to be a secret character mule or something? That's what I was going to bring up.
It'll be the fucking spiders from the Sacred Stone. You'll get, you get to go to town on.
Well, that game will automatically get blocked in Australia. So
Time to
Now
import.
with 10% more dragon love.
All right, I've totally wasted enough people's
I think
time.
you've exhausted all
on,
possible avenues with that.
on ruining Fire Emblem. So, Greg, over to you.
Yeah, this is the part that I'm sort of generating as I'm going along. But I think many people has thought is if they take the little mini racing mini game from Chrono Trigger and blow that up to a full game.
Which minigame?
Yeah, was it
About
the
the future?
future? Yeah, the future. Where you had
With,
to, what's his
what's that
name?
guy's name?
Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny?
Johnny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That's
That-
horrible.
So an essentially a shitty version of F-Zero?
Yeah, pretty much. And Desolate Wasteland.
That's F-Zero still.
F-Zero looks more modern.
It's
Nah.
futuristic shitty wasteland though, so yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
F-Zero's in the future.
Well, that's what I was saying about F-Zero though. It's
Yeah.
futuristic shitty wasteland. That's why it looks so modern.
But I think there's some guy, yeah. But first, I just gotta say something. Let's get into some breaking news, chaps. Hello, my name is Jiminy Japers,
And I'm a monster truck announcer.
and I just got this in that the heroes have returned. Yeah, you heard me. The heroes have returned.
Well, that is some wonderful news that we have that's breaking for you. Now, we need to send it out to our field agent who is on location. And he is our hopelessly underprepared manager.
Oh god. Hi. You're with the who are you guys?
Steady on, chap. One at a time. You just tell us the finer points. Are all the chaps there back, or are they missing a few?
Chaps. I didn't order chaps. What are you talking about?
Chaps, you've been uncultured, mate. No, they're heroes, mate. And all the heroes accounted for.
I think so. The gyros are, I think, over on the table over there. Yeah, I think they're back.
Now, have they returned with all of their pants intact?
I think so. I think no, they haven't actually. No. God damn it, John. Pants, man. No, one of them did not have their pants. Now I gotta order that too.
I got asked, do they have anything weird from them? Because, heroes go out and they come back. They usually have some weird stuff. Did you see anything weird or interesting that caught your eye?
Weird. Well, somebody brought something. Like it's this huge like robot or something. I don't know what the hell it is, but they said it talked or something. I didn't quite get it, but it just sits here. It does nothing, and it's taking up room. We need this room cleared, guys. Come on.
Now has the time ninja also arrived?
He said he would be here by now, and I've been. I think this whole time ninja thing's a hoax because he said, "Oh, I'll be here. I'm the time ninja. I'll just pop in whenever, and it'll be all right." And the dude's like 10 minutes late. Time ninja my ass.
That sounds awful painful, mate. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. I gotta say, yeah, it's been really good having you on there. I hope you can get things sorted on your area. You look like you're a bit of a sticky situation over there.
Yeah, the parade's not quite where we want it yet. Come on, guys.
Now, isn't it truth that this parade will take place this Sunday?
No, it's not Sunday. It's Saturday. No, it is not Sunday. It is Saturday, 2 p.m. Saturday, 2 p.m. Don't forget.
Saturday, 2 p.m. And if you're a bit light on the pockets, you can always squeeze in, at the booth. Yeah. Bob's your uncle. Well, that's all for breaking news, chaps. I hope you get back to doing and be good or be good at it. So yeah, it's just a random thing because I was thinking of games I can turn into racing games. There wasn't really a few, not serious ones by any means. I was thinking of taking the mini games from other games and blowing them into full racing games, like the Chrono Trigger one. I don't know, it just came into my mind. The other one that's awfully obscure would be a really shitty idea. Would be the racing mini game from Beyond Oasis. There's actually a secret racing mini game where you have to use your character to race around a lap. It's literally the most annoying thing you can possibly do. And not only that, you have to race around the rim, and there's like little. If you're trying to race on the outside track, there's little grooves that will just stop your character instantly. And
oh god,
mess up. But there is like a huge reward at the end of doing it. So I was thinking, why don't you turn that into a game with just this freaking idiot with a spirit just running around in circles? No, that'd be a bad idea. So I think we'll just open it to everyone, to both Taylor and Sushi. What could you see as a racing game?
Boshi Super Speedway.
I
mean, just then I just thought of it. Rocket Slime Racing.
Rocket Slime Racing, yeah, you can do that.
Just an excuse to put those Dragon Quest monsters into another game, and this time into cars.
Shit, you could take those really huge, kind of spacious track simulator, the horse track simulators, and turn that into your Fire Emblem horse track racing game right there.
Nice.
So,
Katamari Racing.
oh, that'd be interesting.
Maybe the more stuff you pick up, you actually slow down, or speed up, vice versa.
Maybe Nintendo will finally put some money in and make a real Zelda racing game with Lon Lon Ranch, where you have an opponent controller.
Oh, what else could be?
And if you lose, you have this big speaker that goes, yeah! Oh, dear.
Panzer Dragoon Racing.
Hey, that would actually be pretty cool. If you actually have the actually being serious, if you have the saddle and have the motion sensors where it goes up and down like you're flying on a dragon because of the wings, that'd actually be pretty cool. And I wouldn't put past Sega to do it because they're the guys that brought Spacer Harrier, so it'd be right up your alley.
Got it. Best racer ever? Tetris.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. My brain has to get around this. Okay, I assume that the... Dude.
I just broke Greg. I'm sorry, I just broke Greg.
Okay. To propel the Tetris blocks. Why am I trying to sound like Will Shatner? No, to basically, if you propel the car forward, you'd be propelling the Tetris block forward. If it wasn't only in a straight line, you could say the finish line is the bottom of the Tetris game.
Exactly. Or you could have it to where instead you have characters pushing Tetris blocks forward, and it'd be one of those annoying-ass kind of mini-games that they like to do in other games where you have to like tap, alternating between two buttons. So you tap, 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 and so they're just pushing a Tetris block, and it would be the most annoying game ever. Cause
Mundane.
it'd be mundane, it'd be annoying, it'd be just there to spite people.
Yeah.
Like that damn
just
100-meter running game. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Decathlete on Sega's Decathlete game had that. It was really hard.
On Sega Saturn. Yeah.
Saturn and actually the arcade as well.
Yeah.
For you, Greg, Shenmue forklift racing. Since they've already had it, and why not just make a full-blown arcade forklift machine? That would be awesome. And you could impale people when you played the game. There would be spikes. You could attach lasers and cannons and all kinds of shit. Chainsaws.
All right, let's get into Thompson territory.
Flamethrower.
Man. What would Landy have his own forklift and have all dragons and shit on it?
No, he's just walking. He's gonna get impaled. He's walking speedily. That's not even a word.
That is not a word at all.
He's gonna try to do Olympic speed walking, and a forklift is gonna catch him. And not in a nice place.
Oh dear. So yeah, actually, legit. I said before that when I was thinking of the genre swaps, and Shining Force has pretty much covered all the RPG genres. Just tiny. It's not a spoiler, but it's something really cool in Shining Wisdom. One of the items you get is Little Daytona USA, and you drive around in the game in a little tiny car.
That's pretty awesome.
In an action RPG. Why don't you just turn that into a racing game, a Shining Force racing game? Sure, why not?
At this point, no harm, no foul. At this point.
Yeah. They did add the Daytona car into Fighting Vipers. It's actually a fighting character. It's pretty crazy.
Oh goodness. Over to you then, Sushi?
All right. My next one is, now I don't know if you guys remember these or if you've ever seen them, but do you remember the old arcade arm wrestling machines?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we're going with a Donkey Kong themed arm wrestling arcade machine. I'm pretty sure Nintendo had made one back in the day, like a long time ago, I think. And so I'd like to see Donkey Kong take over the reins of that and sort of have a giant gorilla arm that you have to grab and try to arm wrestle with. And maybe you know how you go down the plateau of, okay, these are the easy characters and they shouldn't be very hard to beat. And then you get to the top and Donkey Kong would be at the top. So maybe you'd have Diddy a bit lower just because he is a bit of a smaller sized character, and Dixie maybe a bit lower as well. Baby looks kind of big. Is he kind of strong, Taylor? I haven't played.
Yeah, he's kind of got like that stupid strength from.
Okay, so he's the beefy, stupid strength. So he might be a little higher. Maybe King K. Rool could be a secret character in there or something.
Oh snaps!
You could have the stupid. I'd love to put the guy who's got the peg leg lizard dude that goes when you jump on him. I want him in there. And so he's in there for sure. You could put a lot of different Donkey Kong characters in there, definitely. Maybe Mario could be actually a secret character, just to be like a nod to the old Donkey Kong franchise. That's Donkey Kong. I just thought it was kind of funny, and I like those arcade arm wrestling. I'm not good at them, but I like them. I think they're a really funny idea. Would you guys play Donkey Kong arm wrestling game?
Totally.
It's strange. I thought you were going to lead into have a real-life Donkey Kong simulator where it'd be life-size and you would have protective gear, but, you'd have to evade the barrels and everything.
So there'd be a real gorilla throwing shit at you?
Yep.
It sounds stupid enough for TV.
It is.
Yeah, it would be super enough for TV. They did that. What was it, Fox that had that TV show? It was Man versus Animal or whatever that was. They had like guys try to outrun cheetahs, and one guy they had a sumo guy who tried to have a tug of war with an orangutan or some shit, and like one guy tried to push 3 cars versus an elephant or something, or it was just ridiculous. So they sort of already done that. Anyways, they had a Navy SEAL go through one of the sort of training courses versus a chimp. He destroyed the chimp. The chimp got bored after the first set of monkey bars. He just destroyed it. He was just like, yeah, I knew I was going to win. And he was like a full-on Navy SEAL or something, or as they claimed, right? And the chimp just got halfway through and didn't do anything or something.
This is Navy SEALs, huh? You can have it.
No, some stupid Fox show. I don't remember what it was called, but
Some amazing stupid Fox.
Donkey Kong. Yeah, it was pretty funny, but it didn't go past one episode. Maybe it was only meant to be one. I don't know, but I don't even remember how I caught it on TV. But yeah, so Donkey Kong arm wrestling. Just to bring back the old arm wrestling machines. Back to you, Taylor.
All right. So this next one here, it's kind of a muddled mess. I didn't know exactly which way to go with it, but I think I'll do it this way. Zelda into a Mario Party game. All the things that you could do in Zelda. So you have your horse racing. You could have your fishing challenges. You have your boat. There's already a bow training game, for God's sakes. I think this would quite be all right. And you have a bunch of different characters from the Zelda universe that you can use and stuff. So if you want to be Octorok, by all means be an Octorok. And none of this shit where in Mario's Party you can't be a damn Goomba, assholes.
Yeah.
So you hinting at you be the chicken?
Yeah, so what characters do you think would be in that game then?
Awesome to have like some of the bad guys too as well, like just like the stock enemies.
Goblins?
Yeah, goblins. You definitely have to have like
Moblins.
Moblins.
No, whatever. It's a fucking goblin. Goblin, whatever. Moblins and
Likes because you want to piss off players by eating their shields.
yes, likes. I don't know how they would be able to do some of the things like fishing, but you know what? It's a game. They'll just like the pole, the fishing rod will just be stuck into the like or something.
You just see a little hook just come out. Straight.
But yeah, just just different kind of things. It's set up like just a whole collection of mini games, and where some of them don't even have to be
archery.
Well, right, they don't have to be things that are connected to Zelda. You could have some sort of stupid, like, I don't know, they're not stupid, but I'm just...
Meatball making?
I was going to say bomb chew bowling.
Well, right, yeah, you can have something like bomb.
That would work.
Yeah, you can put, like, the pins in a different location, so it's not just straight bowling, where it's just straight down the lane, but you can put them, like, on a different plane, and they have to, like, go, like, around a circular... a cylindrical lane and try to go and hit the pins that way or something. So, yeah.
That's an interesting idea. I mean, I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't just been like, well, we're making a brand new franchise, but just basically glossing over Mario Party with another set of characters. Or why they haven't even just made Nintendo Party or something.
Yeah.
You should call it something, some Nintendo Celebration or something. Just don't use the party word. Nintendo...
Oh, yeah. Call it.
Hootenanny.
They might use party though just to be able to, for random people that don't know lots of franchises, to be, oh, I know Mario Party, oh, Nintendo Party, must be the same thing.
Party
Yeah.
game. Yeah, that was another one that came to mind. So, over to you, Sushi.
Me?
Alright, sorry. Is it? No, it's over to Sushi because I said so.
Okay.
No, over to you, Greg.
You are skipping a turn. Come on. This is the point where I kind of, I don't know, struggling to think of things. So,
see, look, I was reading it ahead. Psychic.
I actually had some of them on the tip of my tongue, and There is one that I thought was really demented, and it's funny because I also thought of a dating simulation game, but absurd to the max, and that is a dating simulation game where you can't really date anyone because it's of the world of Dark Souls.
So wait, what the hell? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I said to myself, well, what are they gonna fucking date? What was it that?
Going for the necrophilia.
That's what I was just doing the random generator of most unusual genre change to a most unusual series. I'm like, well, that's really stupid. That's really stupid.
That's pretty bizarre.
That makes no friggin' sense.
Hey, Greg, watch me pick up the zombie.
Who's that? Oh, who's that? I've totally forgotten about nearly everything of Demon Souls, but there was that female character that was kind of, I don't know, really morbid. I mean, come on, it's Demon Souls. Of course, everything's gonna be fucking morbid. No, actually, no. This is one I actually thought of. I just remembered it now. I wanted to see. I don't think Hideo Kojima would ever want it, but I would like to see Police Noughts be a open world sandbox game that's cell shaded instead of just a visual novel / light gun simulator. I think it would look extremely good. Not just Police Noughts, but Snatcher. Have Neo Kobe. I think actually someone tried to do it. Not cell shaded, mind you, but they wanted to make an open world Snatcher game where you can go in and out anywhere in Neo Kobe, taking on random snatchers wherever you can. It's like, it sort of works.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
It works, and it doesn't work because it's such a viable setting that, it's a wondrous world that Kojima made that it could work. Why it wouldn't work in the sense because Snatcher and Police Noughts are very cinematic in the way that they are told, So you'd have to just change some things around and make it more open world, but something about it I would just like to see it, because cell shading's come a long way. I would like someone to make a game where it takes that wonderful late 80s, early 90s, really well-drawn anime and bring that to life through cell shading.
Yeah.
It would look remarkable.
That would be really neat, actually, Greg. Maybe they could just put it into another chapter of the franchise or something. I don't know much about Police Noughts, and I only know so much about Snatcher, but from what I've seen of Snatcher, I really liked it. Maybe just have a different chapter with a different set of characters, but similar universe.
Yes, they could do it for Snatcher because the ending sort of calls for it. Police Noughts I'm not too sure about.
Okay.
But,
I don't know enough about Police Noughts. So.
But there's reasons why Kojima didn't continue with those. I mean, I was really surprised when we got Snatcher, the radio play. That came out of left field because Snatcher hasn't been talked about in terms of new games for a very, very, very long time. So I don't see it happening, but it's a nice thought. That'd be really cool.
Taylor?
I've not played either one, so I don't really have anything that I could say. It sounds kind of cool, but I don't really know much about either game to be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, over to Sushi.
All right. This one is for both of you, and we are going to make a brand new arcade machine that is set up exactly like the Fist of the North Star one. So it's going to have the 6 punching pads on the side and a giant pad in the middle. And this is the arcade version of God Hand. And you're going to be able to punch the living shit out of this game. It's just going to constantly put random dudes' faces on the screen, and they're just going to say random shit, because that's all the game does every 10 seconds is have somebody randomly come up to you, say stupid things like, "Where are my pants?" And then you have to beat them up. And it's awesome. And the giant one in the middle is basically going to be a sort of pressure tester of how hard you can punch it. And you have to punch it at a certain amount of pressure on it to actually activate the God Hand. And then you just smash the guy and then he goes into space or something. So that's my arcade machines. God Hand, the arcade version.
That would be amazing.
And there'd be little kick pads on the bottom too, so you could do like leg kicks and stuff.
I can see it working. I mean, come on, this is the country that has that chair tossing simulator.
Mm.
That would work. And
Is it a chair or table tossing?
Table. Yeah, that's right. Oh
And
god, I want to play that table tossing game so
this
much.
thing, all of the speakers in every arcade will be actually connected to the God Hand machine, so that everyone will stop whatever they're doing to come watch somebody play God Hand. It'll be awesome. So it'll just be booming. You could hear it from the next city over. That's how loud it's going to be. God Hand.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Capcom hasn't brought out a God Hand slot machine yet, and it had the casino music playing.
That really low-key music.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just walking by and hearing that Hawaii Five-0 rip-off song that's on the first, like 6 stages? Just walking. Hey, someone's playing God Hand! And
Oh shit, guys, God Hand!
Everyone getting super excited and running in to watch somebody play God Hand.
That would be so amazing. Oh, God damn it, why isn't this real? Oh.
Fat Elvis would be in there. You'd have to fight him at least 6 times. Hey, Cabrero. Come on in and watch God Hand. Like,
Cabron.
awesome.
Man.
Yeah. They'd have God Hand tournaments. It'd be awesome. It'd be amazing. Seriously. God Hand, the arcade version.
Best thing ever.
Imagine if somebody actually was dumb enough to buy it and try to install it in their house. They'd blow out like the 2 floors below them somehow.
Hey, what's all that racket?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's God Hand. Never even on this.
Yeah. Blockhouse party.
It would be amazing if somebody couldn't sleep for weeks and just losing their mind hearing that same song play over and over again. Do 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 do.
They develop a psychological dysfunction when they hear that music. They just have to punch the nearest person. Oh, God.
Oh man.
So as I like Fist of the North Star, I like God Hand a lot more. So
I have to. Oh, you're barking up wrong territory there. I love God Hand, but I do not like Fist of the North Star.
no, it's fine. But I mean, you definitely take that whole arcade machine and just refurbish it into a God Hand machine. So
yeah, I would have to if I wanted to play it.
It's a pretty fun game though. It's crazy.
I like it.
Fun.
I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's just wailing on things.
Yeah. You fight that first master who's just like, excellent, no. And then you fight that first idiot. I forget, who is it, Shin or Shu or something?
Oh,
first guy you fight. But
I have
it is pretty awesome. That it's pretty damn loud. And then when you're in the arcade and you hear all the other machines playing, but when you do beat that guy and it's just like, you're already dead. And it's really loud. Quite satisfying.
Yeah.
Really
I know nothing about that series at all, other than
I don't really either.
this shit out.
That's all you ever see is the clips of it. I've seen like full episodes and nothing happens until there's like a little showdown between Kenshiro and somebody, and then it's just basically him going crazy and blowing their head up. That's all it is. But,
Yeah,
but it's satisfying.
I never got into it. I remember watching an 80s movie, anime movie of Fist of the North Star, and I remember hating every second of it. I don't know why. Just, it was the characters.
Actually, I've seen that one. Now that I think about it, I have seen that one.
Isn't there like a parody of it, like fisting the North Star or something?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Geez, Terry, you're in a roll tonight.
Well,
There's
actually,
a live action one.
I think there is a legit like parody of it called "Fisting the North Star."
I wouldn't put it past it.
Oh goodness.
Let's move along from.
Yeah, move
God
along.
and
I
the
don't know if I can
arcade
follow
version.
that up. That's too goddamn good.
It was going to be the last one, but I thought
That
I
should have
better
been the last one.
throw it out now.
You asshole! You wasted that one. Oh, that was
Not
good.
wasted. I've just, I've
Should have saved it for last. You blew the load. Now
I
everything's
educated the world. How do you know I don't have something as good as that?
You don't have anything as good as that.
Well, we'll find out because I still have a couple of good ones here.
Well, you'll have to prove it, and
I'll try my
word said
best.
No, but
I'll try my best.
okay, the next one here, Greg is absolutely gonna fucking hate this game,
Oh.
and it is going to be a first-person shooter in the vein of Owen Dunn, like a rhythm game. Yes, exactly. In your face, Greg. You like it.
In my face while I'm trying to comprehend that.
Right, all been done.
So is this going to be like Rez, sort of?
I don't know. I've never played Rez.
Rez is
know,
an on-rail shooter, basically, that plays music.
Do you know what? Sushi? That's what I'm close
it wouldn't be on. It wouldn't be
No,
on rails.
this wouldn't be on rails, but would it be like if you shoot somebody, would it make a rhythm sound or something? Is that
It
kinda
would
what
follow the beat of the music. There would already be music in place.
so? That's what Rez does.
Oh, well then, okay.
So
but,
it'd be similar to Rez. It'd be similar.
but it would be like a first-person shooter. So you'd have Grizzled Marine 1 shooting down neo-Nazis from futures past. and it would be like
deformed
one of those,
alien creatures.
it'd be like one of those like those the stages sometimes of like it'd be kind of like Operation Wolf.
Yeah.
So like you'd have it still and then it'd move and then have it still and stuff and move back and forth or whatever. Yeah, you'd have to do it to the beat of the music.
Mm.
Or otherwise you fail.
It would be neat if that you did that in an arcade version as well. Then, as the Operation Wolf had that machine gun just on the stand or whatever.
Oh,
Could
right.
possibly do it like that.
Well, I guess I should kind of say that there is already kind of a shooting rhythm game. So I totally now I actually just now remembered that there is a shooting rhythm game. God damn it! But it would be it would be like take Modern Warfare or something like that. Call of Duty. Into that kind of setting. So yeah, I suck.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
Well, I completely forgot that there was an actual shooting rhythm game, so it's fun too. Anywho, over to you, Sushi.
How many do you have left there, Taylor?
I've got one more. Oh, sorry, over to you. Oh, Greg. Yeah.
Wow, Sushi's been.
Well, you said you were kind of done, though.
Well, actually, I thought of one that is bizarre.
You just thought of one.
Just bizarre and awesome, and may not be to everyone's taste. Well, I just remember I'm looking through the genres. We've mentioned first-person shooters, rhythm games, racing games. How about a good old Japanese quiz game? And what game would I want to be quizzed on? This is going to be super freaking obscure. A Xenogears quiz game. Because I had to think, what's the most obscure one we could ask a million questions? Yep, Xenogears. Can you imagine that? You just, if you haven't played Xenogears, you'd just be like, huh? Who said what?
Well, you could kind of do that with Saga, because Saga has there's it's like the booklet thing. Or, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it has like all the keywords, the history of it, and everything. For 3 in particular, and it's just tons and tons of information about the universe, and you're just like, this is so unnecessary. It's interesting to read how in depth they go with it, but you're just like, fuck. So.
Re-enter the dossier. It's just like, oh no, trying to track down the tiniest bit of information.
You could see you kind of have some, the quiz kind of thing. So you'd have to give it some sort of flair to it. I don't know, like I don't know how you could kind of do like some sort of button combination, because button combinations are kind of sort of popular with both with Gears and Saga. So
right.
Just random.
So yeah, I guess then over to you then, Sushi.
All right. I mean, I still have a handful here. So, and you said you had one more, right?
Yeah, last one. Yeah, last one's next.
Okay. I will throw just a quick one out here then, so we can get yours, and I'll fire through my last ones. The other one here I have is, I don't know if you guys have played Puzzle Quest at all.
Briefly, and when I mean briefly, less than an hour.
Okay.
I have not.
Have you even seen it at all, Taylor? Like, do you know what it is at all?
No idea what Puzzle Quest is.
Yeah, basically, Puzzle Quest is just very much like Bejeweled. So just one of those kind of puzzle games where you're just trying to move things into columns of 3.
Okay.
And it's got RPG motif and complete full RPG game essentially in it. Just that you basically battle against monsters on this puzzle board, trying to attack them by matching skulls together and then matching certain colored orbs together gives you some magic points that you can cast spells on them and stuff. And a really fun game, and it's really addicting, but painfully unfair a lot of the time as well. And I just think Final Fantasy could probably put something like that together, kind of almost take the same formula and just put Final Fantasy characters in there, whether it be villains, heroes, and whatnot, and just add their sort of own flair from the whole franchise into a RPG puzzle game.
Crystals. It's going to be crystals. One way or another,
Maybe.
it's Final Fantasy.
Sure. I mean, it could be anything that they want it to be, but it's such a broad and large franchise that you could take a whole bunch of things and add a lot of fan service to it and get people excited. And Puzzle Quest, as far as I know, did relatively well, at least the first game I think did. And it's quite fun, but as I said, infuriating a lot of the time too.
It wouldn't be fanfare that I would go after, but at least it would be better than Theater Rhythm.
I haven't played Theater Rhythm, but I do not hate... Well, how can you say that then? I mean, I personally am not a big fan of the idea.
I played the demo and that was enough.
Okay.
I've only seen maybe a 20-second clip of it, so. And Final Fantasy is just not my cup of tea, so that's why I didn't bother to really look into it. I don't see what the big deal is. I'm just kind of like, a lot of people really enjoy the music. It doesn't seem that goofy to me, and that just is what it is.
Greg just hates rhythm games. Everything rhythm.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll be sad to know that the Sega's going to be putting tons and tons of money into the Yakuza rhythm game next year.
Oh, man.
As well as the Suikoden rhythm game.
Which they already technically have in the game with the karaoke.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. They technically have that. And actually, to be honest, the karaoke game isn't that bad. The controls aren't that punishing. And the novelty of them singing in the background kind of provides another reason sort of to have a go at it.
We'll get ready for the Altered Beast rhythm game then.
Oh, man. That would be too novel to...
Watch no way.
No, I was about to say that you forgot the other glorious rhythm game that's quite perverted in Yakuza is the massage parlor, because you have to get the little marker to a certain point.
It's
and
sort of a rhythm game, but it's sort of just like one of those goofy Mario Party mini games, sort of.
It's more like a holdout game. It's a holdout game. What do you call that? Submit? What do you call that type of game? Submit or something? I don't know. But if you don't do it in time, you go to La La Land.
Stupid mini games, that I've played like once or twice, couldn't figure it out. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm done.
Well, Yakuza is the land of mini games. I mean, but I'll be honest, that's some of the best pool and darts I'll ever play.
Mm. But yeah, Final Fantasy sort of puzzle and RPG game mixed together. So let's hear your last one there, Taylor.
All right, last one here. Take your wonderful building elements of SimCity and construct your own Silent Hill.
Oh, so you wouldn't have to build too much. A little bit of fog here, over there.
Fog here.
Drop one of those random nurse things.
Pyramid head
Couple
here.
of pyramid heads, yeah.
No, no, this is more of the building construction, the constructions of the buildings themselves. So you're putting the buildings there, not necessarily. I guess you could put in the monsters yourself, or like maybe you can have like the icon of this is where the character is, and you'd be like, oh, disaster, and then whatever, you get some sort of hellish nightmare.
Yeah, twisted psychological ploy.
Oh, I'm not going to say what I was going to think. Oh, nope, not going to say it,
Is it to do with the franchise or what I said?
No, it was off of what you said.
Oh.
I will not. I will refrain from being a horrible person out
to
loud.
me or to...
To everybody.
Okay.
To the world.
To the world.
Yeah, you don't want to scar nobody, so...
But only myself.
Hey, if we haven't already scarred them with the CD talk already of Fire Emblem X and...
Hey, it's Fire Emblem Triple X.
What the hell is this about? Greg, have you been internet searching since then?
No, it's just in the recesses of my mind.
It's a dark, dark place.
It is.
Um,
Sometimes
yeah.
hollows.
but yeah, putting together a Silent Hill of your own, and then kind of having fun and wreaking havoc with it that way. So that, I don't know, just something different to quote unquote liven up Silent Hill.
Well,
Good luck.
How about we add on that? What would be the one game that you'd pick to have a construction game? I'm going to say Metal Gear. I
Blast
know.
Core.
What was that? Sorry?
Blast Core.
Blast Core. I know creating Out of Heaven was fun and peaceful, but I want to do it bit by bit. I want to have this here, and I want the Metal Gear Lab to be here, and this and this and this and that, and that. A little bit of that.
Yeah, that'd be extensive. Holy crap.
And there's the computer room where Huey and Rick is downloading porn back in the 70s. I had to do it. It's already, the mold has been broken for this episode. No holds barred.
So, yeah, Greg, you have anything else there?
I just, before that, Sushi, did you want to fire off the rest of yours?
Yeah, did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, I just wanted a final generalization talking about one of the biggest mascots ever and talk about genres he hasn't been in. We'll leave that to last.
Sure. So should I just fire away here?
Fire!
Fire away.
Okay,
Fire
so
away.
I'll do them as quick as possible. We've got the Yakuza Interactive Storybook, which will be featured on the Sega Pico for kids.
Alright.
We have a serious one. Now, Mega Man has had an RPG already. Mega Man X has, at least, with Command Mission. But a Mega Man strategy RPG, where you could defeat Robot Masters, and you could possibly have them team up. So after you beat them, you could have them join you, or you could destroy them. And if you destroy them, Mega Man will receive sort of maybe one power-up from that Robot Master. Or if that Robot Master joins you, then they would be able to acquire a bunch of different skills for themselves as a Robot Master on your team. Robots are pretty easy to destroy and rebuild, and something that strategy RPGs could really easily incorporate, I think. And I really like the idea of maybe a Mega Man strategy RPG.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know why. I always think that the what do you call them, Battle Network games were RPGs. I could be wrong about that.
They are RPGs, sort of, but they're a bit more action-y.
Okay. Because I see that they have to, I don't know, you have to put them on different squares, because I always see the battles in the videos. You have to put them on different squares. I didn't know if that was...
Right, squares of 9 tiles on each side. And
yeah.
Yeah, they're fun enough, but you play one and you've got the gist of it. I played the first 3. I don't know how 4, 5, and 6 played out, but they're more or less the same. But what do you think, Taylor? Mega Man strategy RPG? Is that something you'd go for? Or?
That'd be different, for sure. I don't know how I don't know if it'd really be up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like... that's not the right word I want to use. It's not that I don't like, it's just I'm kind of indifferent to more modern strat games. Mm-hmm. And saying you're dealing with something like Mega Man where you're shooting things, it feels kind of...
Well, you would have guys like Zero could be sort of front characters with swords and stuff, and then Mega Man would be a kind of distance guy who would be like an archer almost, maybe, shooting from
right,
a certain
well, I
distance.
get that, but it's just the setting of it and stuff kind of...
No, I'd probably place it on a grid still. I mean, are you talking only about the fact that it's like in the future?
Well, yeah, that kind of thing. It feels a little wonky to me, just because you're in this futuristic setting, and here you are being moved block by block. I know it sounds really bizarre.
Front mission's kind of like that.
Yes, it is, and that's why it's kind of wonky to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I was thinking that too. As soon as you said that.
Well, yeah, like it's not really, for whatever reason, it doesn't entice me as doing more of kind of the older, kind of medieval or more fantastical kind of strat RPGs. The end.
Yeah. All right. The next one in the Mega Man franchise is basically made for girls, and it is going to be the Mega Dress My Man fashion simulator with accessories for the Nintendo 3DS.
Just to jab into those 3DS fans that wants Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah. So, Mega Man, Dress My Man. This is actually just Mega Dress My Man. That's what it's called. So we got that. We have Ninja Garden Gaiden, which is going to be a retired Ryu Hayabusa who now tends to his garden by his lonesome. And he will be cutting down bonsai trees and cherry blossoms and other plants and will be tending to his garden daily. It will be sort of like Harvest Moon.
Do you know what's
with
sad?
ninjas.
That'd be awesome as a Wii game. With the Wii mode.
It'd be awesome in anything. So Ninja Garden Gaiden. Another serious one actually would be Phantasy Star in a beat-em-up fashion of the Dungeons and Dragons games that Capcom made.
I was going to say, what would you like to transfer to a beat-em-up? Phantasy Star would be interesting. I think it'd be cool to have a sci-fi beat-em-up. Would be pretty cool for a change. I mean, I love my high fantasy beat-em-ups, but have a sci-fi cyberpunk one would be really cool, actually.
Yeah. Really easily transfer Phantasy Star into what Dungeons and Dragons does already.
Yeah. I would say, and if you use the same systems as online, then yeah, you can create your own party members. You'd have the Whomar, the WhoCast, the android, the Newmans,
Oh,
So
I'm not using no online. I'm taking Phantasy Star 4.
Oh, good. Well, that makes it even better.
I guess I forgot
yeah,
to say, it was supposed to be Phantasy Star 4. So you'd only get Phantasy Star 4 characters.
So Chaz, Alice, Han, Grizz.
Yeah.
Rune, because it wouldn't be anything without Rune.
Well, yeah, and it would be really cool, I think. What do you think about that one, Taylor?
I didn't play the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up, but that would be definitely kind of interesting to have that kind of meld of how Phantasy Star mixes sci-fi with kind of the older, kind of medieval aspects of it and stuff.
But you wouldn't want Raja in it, would you?
That's
Too bad. Raja's the only healer, so...
Raja, exactly. Han.
No, he's the only healer, because the other ones don't do anything.
What?
How much did you use Han? At the end, did you pick Han?
Oh,
Did you pick Han? No.
Oh, I didn't, but that's bullshit. There's what's her name? Kayla or something. What's the blue-haired chick?
Kara or whatever.
Uh,
Yeah, see, we can't even remember her name. We didn't use her.
It's been a long day. Fuck off.
Nobody remembers her name unless you've recently played it, because she's fine. She's an okay character. She is. But...
It's a healer. There is other healers.
She was basically the red mage. She knows most attack
sort of.
magic and healing magic. So
Yeah.
and
she was supposed to be from the School of Magic.
And Rika, you're forgetting Rika. Holy shit! she was one of the main characters that could resurrect characters.
She was a good healer. But Raja's the most important healer. I mean, come on. He'd have to be in there. And it just Dungeons Dragons, actually, the cleric in the game, he not only heals, he's actually like the only guy that can knock out all the undead characters in the game really quickly with like a magic spell.
I'm going to be honest. Playing as Ren would be an unfair advantage. You got someone that can shoot from afar, can self-replicate himself. So, no contest there.
Wait, you mean self-repair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said self-replicate, though.
Well, yeah, I was going for that. Self-repair.
Oh, okay.
As I would say, would that be instilled there for the robots or the cyborgs for?
If they got EMP pulse, like if someone does, the grass spells, then you probably fuck them up.
Well, yeah, if he gets magic spells on him, he's toasted. So it's not like he has all the advantage. It would be really neat, though. As you said, Greg, it would be really neat to see a beat 'em up that has the RPG elements and be in a sci-fi setting. And we do get that with Star Ocean and stuff now, but something about Phantasy Star 4 would be really, really fun, really cool.
Or Xenosaga.
I haven't played enough of Xenosaga, so I can't really comment.
That's the only other game I put into the same spectrum as the original Phantasy Star. But even though Xenosaga is way more in depth, even though I want to play a lot more. So.
Yeah, it's two entirely different branches there. So.
Anyways, I'll tidy up the last ones here. I have Paperboy Tries Again, and it will be Paperboy. He will be living in the present day as a mailman now. He's been upgraded, and it'll be a GTA game where he can pull up machine guns from his bag and shoot people and steal their mail and send bombs in packages. And so Paperboy tries again. So GTA clone. What was that?
Lovely.
Yeah, it would be awesome. It would be pretty fun. And it would play the music the whole time too.
Paperboy has been wrong. And
he'd have like a sequence where he
vengeance.
could drive an ice cream truck and they would be playing the music and it'd be awesome. Just a couple left, 3 left actually. Alien Hominid is a game I don't know if you guys know too well, but it's sort of a Contra type game.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool, fun game. It's by the name's escaped. Behemoth. Behemoth is the guys who did Castle Crashers and Battle Block Theater just came out. And this game, I'm turning into a light gun shooter in the vein of Area 51, except that the alien hominids will be fully animated like they are in the original game. So they're going to be little animated sprites, and the things that they're shooting on the screen will be all people. And I'm going to rehire all of the Area 51 actors and the Mad Dog McRae actors. And they're going to be destroyed painfully on every single scene of the game. And it's going to be amazing. And you will still have the ability to use the alien hominid to jump on them and bite their heads off. So, because I know the Area 51 and Mad Dog McRae, those actors, they could use a little bit of cash. So. Come on, stay low. So it'd be a fun light gun shooter and give the Area 51 fans a little taste of what could be in the future. And the last 2 here, the next one is, I guess it's 3. I got a Dragon Quest shooter, like airplane shooter, just because I think it'd be fun to have the Dragon Quest monsters and have like an airplane shooter and shooting them down and stuff would be really cool. And I've got a game, all I have here, all it says is torture game. Featuring every known character that everyone has ever hated, and all you get to do is torture the shit out of them. So I've got Slippy Toad, I have Nash on here. It's basically all annoying characters that have ever existed. Now, of course, when the game first comes out, there's only going to be a handful of characters people don't like, but this will be a Kinect or a Wii or a Sony PlayStation Move game, so you get to actually physically pretend you're beating the crap out of them, whether it's with a chainsaw or cattle prod or something or whatever you want. A giant clamps. Sword, sure, nipple clamps, nose hair plucker, toenail ripper, whatever you want. And it will have all free downloadable content for the next 10 years. So every shitty character that ever comes out will be for free to download off of all of the existing sort of shops.
I want a water bottle. Water bottle. Chinese drip torture.
Yeah, that'd work. But you would just turn it on and walk away from the machine and come back like 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Might not be that fun for you. Although it would be quite amusing to see like the face of that character at the end of like twitching. And the last one I have here is we are going to take the Sega bass fishing guy, and he is going to be entered into a Sims type game. And this game is going to be called Sega Ass Fishing. And he's going to be going to nightclubs like the PlayStation Home, and he's going to be picking up women as best as he can. And the tagline of the game is "Bite it, bite it." Look forward to Sega Ass Fishing, the dating simulator.
Now, Sushi. Now, we all know recently with Team Ninja, they did a crossover and put Virtual Fighter characters in DOA. Will we see DOA characters in Sega Ass Fishing?
You can be quite well rested and assured that you will see probably every DOA character in there, male or female. The Sega bass fishing guy is going to be having a rough night. Bite it, bite it. Good old Sega ass fishing. Seaman might even show up. Did you guys play Sega ass fishing?
No. I've never played Sega ass fishing.
Seaman will probably show up. We got to hashtag this episode. Power on.
He's totally going to steal that one from me. Sega ass fishing.
Power on podcast. We push a lot of buttons this episode.
All right, well that's the end of that for me.
Alrighty. As I mentioned before, I thought we'd round it up and we talk about the one character that's been in the most genres, and that is good old Mario. What hasn't he been in yet? And I said to
Crash
myself,
Bandicoot game.
yeah, exactly. Because we all want to be in a Crash Bandicoot game.
Mm. Mario X, Fire Emblem X, Date Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you, it's funny if you ran them off, you know, then the many puzzle games with Dr. Mario and Wrecking Crew, because you consider that sort of a puzzle game of sorts.
But you said you wanted games that he hasn't been in genres.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I'm just trying to divulge the ones he's already been. You know,
Well, RPG, sports,
have somebody that he's already.
party.
you know, racing game, a Super
Yeah.
Mario RPG.
Yeah, he's not been in a strat RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Mario using Fire Emblem rules, like in the rock paper scissors is fire versus Tanuki suit.
No, wouldn't work.
Versus Cooper Shell. You know, that would not work. Would not work.
Obviously, first-person shooter.
Well, I was thinking of that, and you probably get into
Shoot
the whole
fireballs or something.
Yeah, exactly. The fireball
Yeah.
shooter.
It's your Hadouken simulator all over again.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Come
right.
full circle.
Nintendo knows where to kind of keep Mario at bay. You know, it's just like, well, nope, first person shooters, nope.
Yep.
Stay well away. But yeah. So basically, first person shooters, strategy RPGs, dating simulators,
Endless Runner,
Endless Runner.
real-time strategy,
real-time
mountains
strategy.
of Goombas coming at it.
Yeah,
Goomba Rush.
Goomba Rush, yeah.
Mushroom Kingdom Simulator.
Time for the bum rush.
A Toads versus Goombas.
God.
He hasn't been in a shooter, space shooter.
A shmup? Oh my god. You just opened a can of worms there. A Mario shmup. Maybe he'd be riding the flying Yoshi.
Mario.
He'd be riding the flying, you know, basically, what was that thing you swallow with Yoshi and he spits out a fireball? He's just got an endless supply of them and just keeps spitting them out in motion. That'd be a terrible idea, but it'd be really fun to, instead of going onto the Koopa Kids airship, you just take out the airship instead. Shmup style. That's one. What's another one? Because yeah, if we went into Sonic, which we won't, he's open to a lot more that would not be good.
Cooking simulator.
Mario cooking sim. Well, I actually think that's something Nintendo could do if they wanted to.
Babysitting simulator.
They already have that. It's
Well,
like
but that's
the Mario thing.
if they want to keep those creepy looking characters from the Mama series and replace them with Mario characters, it'd probably
Light gun shooter. On rail shooter.
Unreal shooter. Again,
Unreal platformer.
GTA clone.
That'd be annoying.
Well, so many people have parried that.
Lego Mario Brothers.
Lego Mario Brothers. Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
You know, something's wrong when that's happening. No offense to
Dark
Lego.
Souls
Lego,
Mario.
Lego games are awesome, but that's kind of redundant.
Shen Mario.
Shen, what? So you're Shen Mario having?
I'm looking for some plumbers.
Gripping emotional action adventure.
You wouldn't buy Shen Mario?
Where Bowser kills Luigi and he's on a road.
Spoilers, Greg. Spoilers. Jesus, man.
Yeah, spoilers to a
Just
game that
ruined
doesn't
Shen Mario.
exist. Spoilers to a game that doesn't exist. Wow, that's a new low.
Shen Mario exists. That's why they're not making Shenmue 3.
Because of shit.
They're making Shen Mario.
I'm done. I'm done with this. Okay. So my brain has stopped working.
So I think, short story short, I think Mario is very comfortable in all the games he's been, and the ones that we mentioned, no, no chance. Except
Mario
for Shin
Gear
Mario.
Solid.
Except for Shen Mario, because Sushi's so animated about it.
You would play it. Don't lie.
Oh man. Yeah.
Mamma mia, I'm looking for Shy Guys.
It's for plumbers.
Anywho.
Yes.
So,
Carry us
yes.
off. Save the podcast. Save the podcast.
Trying. If you guys have any wonderful genre changing ideas for games and stuff, definitely do not be afraid to let us know. Comments. That we have comment down below. We have links to the kind of page to make comments and whatnot on Pete's Game Room forum. Thank you, Pete, for the forum place and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. We weren't.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I have it not in me to do sort of comedy bits. I'd much rather do a game at this point. I've had a very long,
Let's try again.
very emotional day. So.
Well, you know what? He must have been reading my mind once again, because I was actually going to say the exact same thing.
So, yeah, exactly. Okay, so a game it is, because I said so. And I wouldn't have it any other way, damn it.
So I'm looking at it, so you guys will have to pick between you two.
Greg, shoot one out.
So we've got 1 to 28.
I shall choose...
12.
I'm actually going to choose 28 since I turned 28, so...
There you go. 28.
Whew, tough one. Games with collecting in them.
Fuck me.
Very hard one today.
You know what? Yes and no. We'll run with it.
We'll try. I can't think of anything.
Who's starting us off then?
I will.
All right.
Oh, all right, then which way are we going?
We'll do the opposite effect. Me, Taylor, Sushi.
Okay. All
All
right,
right.
roll. 5 seconds, Greg. 5 seconds.
But easiest one, Pokemon.
Okay, all right. Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I'm done.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Over to you, Greg.
Ni no Kuni.
Oh. Would you count the collecting of notes from Silent Hill?
Yeah,
Sure.
If not,
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay.
I will go Castlevania Lords of Shadows because you collect scrolls.
All right. Super Mario 3D Land.
And I shall choose As Your Dreams because you collect familiars. Monsters.
Star Ocean.
Suikoden because you collect books.
And you collect characters too.
As well as that, and many, many other things.
Scheiße.
Awesome.
Would you count Dragon Quest V? Because you can technically collect different monster characters to join your party.
Absolutely.
Alright, then there you go, Dragon Quest V.
Sonic because you collect emeralds.
Oh,
Yep.
Derp. Crash Bandicoot because you collect whatever the hell he collects. I don't remember. He collects something. I know that much. God damn it.
Donkey Kong Country because he collects the DK signs.
There you go, yeah. Bananas.
Sure, banana.
Klonoa. You collect a bunch of different things in that.
East Salsetta because Adult collects his memories.
That is true. That is true. Nice, nice. I think I might be pooping out here. Yeah, I'll poop out. Poop.
And the last one I'd say is Dark Cloud because you collect the Geospheres.
Oh, yeah. Sushi, what the hell, man? So good job, Greg. Good job, Greg.
Oh, come on. You took it easy because I'm the birthday boy.
Hardly.
Yeah, hardly.
It's plainly obvious. Now, it is a difficult one, and I didn't want to continue the trend of just Monster Hunter. You can say Monster Rancher, Digimon.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. You know, go outside the spectrum and make it easy, and make it more interesting.
But you said Pokemon.
Well, you said the first one, but he didn't continue off that same train.
Yeah, I did. I only said As Your Dreams because that game needs to be more notified. It's awesome.
We're notified. What does it need to be notified of?
Oh, notified. Well, sorry, that wrong choice of words.
I'm fucking with you.
He'd be notified as an honestly underprepared manager.
What an asshole that guy is. Yeah.
Yeah, he was having some serious issues there. Ripped his own damn paper.
And that Cockney English kid, yeah.
But yes. So that is this episode, genre changing and whatnot. So if you have games you could think of that would be cool or really horrible to change the genre for, or list off the countless other games of collecting that we've totally failed to mention, definitely let us know. Yeah.
And I just wanted to comment that turning 28 has not made me more mature. This episode has made that apparently clear.
So, yeah. Young at heart, that's what it's about. So, yeah. So, thanks for listening, guys, and have a good day.
I have no idea who was supposed to talk about.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
I have to get my paper now because I just ripped it out. My beautiful notes, they're all gone. Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
Now he's still underprepared.